Greetings! In the art YouTube space, this video idea has been overdone to the rocks. Basically, this is the other art styles challenge, which I really wanted to do in digital format as a child. Maybe thematically, I will separate the shows I wanted to have the style for my avatar. And with that, this is the iconic cartoons category, maybe part 1, as there are more cartoons in the roster. Star vs. the Forces of Evil is definitely a show that I enjoyed during its early rise and the display of the loving yet strange characters. The premise of the show definitely made a potential to be released for the public. Star is a princess from a magical dimension of 𝕂𝕦𝕤𝕚. With some consideration, her royal parents are to send her to the human world instead of a strict boarding school for wayward princesses. She became friends and living mates with Marco, and together they get into some of the most magical and strange antics of fighting evildoers. It is a lighthearted and fun show, getting its inspiration to Sailor Moon with the magical girl and her wand. I remember I have filled majority of a sketchbook full of queens of 𝕂𝕦𝕤𝕚, the non-canon lineage of royalty. I also recognize that the style is hard to replicate from the sketching stage to the end. I felt I made the head a little bit too big, or maybe the hair, in comparison to her body. Speaking of the hairstyle, it is literally just eclipses because it is the same volume and image from my character, making it longer to separate it from hers, but it's still Queen of Darkness coded. Had to make some color and structuring to the outfit itself, and I wanted to differentiate them in all of the different shows. I went to form this Red Riding type of ensemble, a very peculiar bonnet, red cape, and intricate bodice, and some rider boots. Although it became sandals when I added in the details, this is an odd design with all of the geometric overload going on. For my place in the series, maybe I'm human student of Romulus or an anti-Romulus with those diamond motifs all around. Maybe also an attendee for the Blood Moon Festival. Who knows? Speaking of diamonds, Steven Universe is a breath of fresh air when it first started. A young boy named Steven Universe banded together with his companions, the Crystal Gems, as family. Think of that dynamic as the child with 3 mothers. And more came along in the way as the show progresses, and the relationships get weirder when it goes on. The Crystal Gems are these beings who are inhuman and hold their power into their gem. We have Garnet, Pearl, and Amethyst, and their goal is to protect and also help Steven with countless lessons and adventures. This show is comforting for its clean aesthetics, memorable songs, and unique character designs. In some episodes, it tackles deeper subjects, and in some, it is just shameless fun. It is a balance to attain to. When the show ended, I have similar opinions from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I will not spoil it, but that ending was a bit anticlimactic and rushed. I am not too sure where I am going with this concept of this character. Ideally, I wanted to connect with the gems, though I might be a simple human and that would be enough. Figure-wise, it is similar to Pearl, only a different face, perhaps. Maybe the role as a seaside cosplayer who is quite creative in high maintenance department, or alone managing the outfits. This is a sustained closure. For the fit itself, I am not sure where I am going with this. It looks like a draped napkin all over the back, 10 times worse than the first trial, but it is okay. I have never burst out my comfort zone for replicating these cartoony line arts, and that is the point I struggle the most in doing the art style challenge. Even in traditional format, my hand seemingly is on the verge of tremors. Anyways, on to the next one. Whenever Phineas and Ferb came as a segment in Disney Channel, it became a staple show. This is the wackiest, creative, and just a fun time. In the city of Danville, two brothers, Phineas and Ferb, spent 104 days of summer vacation left to spend. To pass the time, these two build the most creative inventions despite being a little too young for that age. Their sister Candace is aware of their processes and tries to bust them to their parents, especially their mom. Even the side plots and side characters are amazing. Pet Perry the platypus happens to be a secret agent who is working to stop his nemesis, Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz. The show itself is a staple and one of the most influential and nostalgic to the core. It features sometimes with songs, and the episodes get more lively and full of serotonin. I am absolutely surprised. I like this character design very much. This is definitely the most accurate depiction if I were in the show as my avatar. Giving it sometimes creative plot lines, I will conjure creative fashion, a hat with a veil, weird garments, and some short boots. It is a stylish choice, and yet I admire the ending goal. The avatar is holding a stylus, showing the real projection right there. It is a goofy pose, and I love every single thread of it. The smug face is a godsend. I may put being that weird teenager or even a college student if there's a Phineas and Ferb spin-off where they go to college or something like it. The design is just on point and probably replicated most of the similarities. The character figures are definitely hilarious, especially Phineas, who is literally a Dorito. And when he faces forward, all hell breaks loose. On to the next one, shall we? Last and definitely not the least, we have Adventure Time. Adventure Time is the epitome of vast world building and character storytelling. The show focuses on human Finn and his magical dog Jake on their way to handle quests and adventures in the land of Ooo. This land is filled with magical creatures and also friendly companions. I enjoyed the show when I sat down to watch it, although some are tend to be filler. I really like the fact it expands on the characters and character building. The stories on Adventure Time is a lot to unpack, and I suggest to look upon its astonishing history. Art style wise, this is easier out of all of the cartoon shows that we have done so far. I wanted my avatar to play a part in the world while still also being a self-image of myself. The character is human yet still possesses magical abilities, maybe a converted wizard or spellcaster. I find the land of Ooo can be quite peaceful at some times when the Lich is not around, that is. So there is a definite inspiration when it comes to emulating the vibe to the avatar. This wizard ensemble consists of white flower motifs, a thorn and a flower crown to match the duality of nature, dark blue sorceress cloaks and draped tunics, and some black boots. It is simple, though I added some extra flair to indicate the flower power on the ability set. It definitely captures the magical feeling of Adventure Time. I love the simplicity and formal styling of this one. These are all the art styles when my avatar is placed on their respective shows. I will try precisely next time to replicate the exacto of it all. This is just a practice. Let me know what you think I should do next time theme-wise in this segment. Feel free to leave a comment, like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I will see you in the next video and have a pleasant day.